Well, former New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern weighed in on the country's election this morning. Let's go to our New Zealand correspondent, Jack Nyhoff in Wellington. Jack, good morning. The last 3 days of the election campaign will be vital.
Good morning. We haven't heard a lot from former New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. This morning she took to Facebook Live from the US to drum up support and get more Labor votes. Here's what she had to say.
Child poverty mattered a lot to me. It's why I made myself the Minister for Child Poverty Reduction. And in the last 6 years, we've made a lot of gains. You know, we've started to see child poverty track in the direction that we need it to. It is not a given that if Labor is no longer in government, that will stay the same. In fact, we know it won't.
Labor is pulling out all the stops over the next 3 days. That's because there's less pre-votes this year than there was last election, which means that there's more undecided voters that could potentially sway the election. We saw one of the final national campaign rallies here in Wellington last night. The energy in the room was definitely optimistic that the party was heading towards forming the next government of New Zealand. That's what the polls are saying at the moment. The only question that really lingers there, according to those polls, is whether National can do it with Just Act, their preferred partner, or if they need NZ First. There was a multi-party leader debate last night where the leader of NZ First, Winston Peters, went head-to-head with the leader of ACT as well, David Seymour. The exchange was less fiery than we've seen at previous debates. Winston Peters poured cold water on the idea that if there was a hung parliament and a deal couldn't be struck with NZ First, that the country would be heading towards a second election. He said that would be historic. He also said that he's happy to put the attacks of the campaign behind him if National leader Christopher Luxon needed to call him to form that government, Peter.
OK. Jack Nyhoff, appreciate that. Thank you.